Namaste. Today I'm going to read Book 11, Chapter 17 on the description of Sandhya and other daily practices in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Om Vakratula Mahakaya Surya Koti Savakaya Surya. Om Tuyo Mata. Om Hari Om Tat Sat. Narayana said, if one divides or separates the padas while reciting or making japam of the Gayatri, one is freed from the Brahmacide, the sin of Brahmahatya. But if one does so without breaking the padas, i.e. repeats at one breath, then one incurs the sin of Brahmahatya. Those Brahmanas who do the japam of the Gayatri without giving due pause to the padas suffer pains and hells with their heads downwards for 100 kalpas. O Gayatri, thou art of 1 foot, of 2 feet, of 3 feet, and of 4 feet. Thou art without foot, because thou art not obtained salutation to thy 4th foot, beautiful, and which is above the Triloki, Rajas. This cannot obtain that. Firstly, Gayatri is of 3 kinds: Samputa, Ikamkara, and Sadomkara. There is also the Gayatri with 5 pranavas, according to the Dharma Sastras and Puranas. There is something to be noted while muttering or making the japam of the Gayatri. Note how many lettered Gayatri you are going to repeat, make japam. When you have repeated 1/8 of that, repeat, make japam the Turiya Pada of Gayatri, i.e. the 4th pada, the mantram Paro Rajase, Savadoma, Prapat, etc. See the daily practices, page 107. Once and then complete repeating the Gayatri. If the Brahmana makes the japam, the silent muttering, in the above way, he gets himself united with Brahma. Other modes of making the japam do not bear any fruit. Om Gayatrayase Kapadi Dvipapi Tripadi Chatus Padasi Nahi Padyasi Namaste Turyaya Dhars Ataya Padaya Paro Rajase Sabado Ma Prapat. Gayatri is 1 foot in the form of Triloki, 2-footed, the Trayi Vidya from the 2nd foot, Tripadi, all pranas are thy 3rd foot, Chatuspadi as the Purusa, a padi without any foot, Paro Rajasi, above the Rajas, the dust, Asaudat Ada, this not Prapat may obtain. The yogis who are Urdharitas hold Brahma Charyam continence are to make japam of the Samputa Gayatri with Om, Gayatri with 1 pranava, and as well the Gayatri with 6 pranavas. The householder, brahmachari, or those who want moksha are to make japam of Gayatri with Om prefixed. Those householders who affix Om to the Gayatri do not get the increase of their families. The Turiya Pada, foot of Gayatri, is the mantra Parora Jase Swadoma Prapat Brihad Up Salutation to thy beautiful fourth foot, which is above the Triloki, Rajas. This cannot obtain that. The presiding deity of this mantra is Brahma. I am now speaking of the full dhyanam meditation of this Brahma, so that the full fruit of the japam recitation may be obtained. There is a full-blown lotus in the heart. Its form is like the moon, sun, and the spark of fire, i.e., of the nature of pranava and nothing else. This is the seat of the inconceivable Brahma. Think thus. Now on that seat is seated well the steady, constant, subtle light, the essence of Akasha, the everlasting existence, intelligence, and bliss, the Brahma. May he increase my happiness. See page 107, The Daily Practice of the Hindus by R.V. Shrish Chandra Basu. On the invocation of the Gayatri. Note, Aum Gaya Traye Sai Kapadi Dvipadi Tripadi Chatuspadasi Nahi Padyasi Namastu Turyaya Darasataya Padaya Parorajasi Savado Maprapat. O Gayatri, thou art of 1 foot in the form of Triloki, of 2 feet. The Traividya from the 2nd foot, of 3 feet. All prana, etc. are thy 3rd foot, and of 4 feet as the Purusa. Thou art without foot because thou art not obtained. Salutation to thy beautiful 4th foot, which is above the Triloki, Rajas. This cannot obtain that. Now I am speaking of the mudra of the Turiya Gayatri. 1. Trisula. 2. Yoni. 3. Surabhi. 4. Aksamala. 5. Linga. 6. Padma. And 7. Mahamudra. These 7 mudras are to be shown. What is Sandhya? That is Gayatri. There is no difference whatsoever between the two. The two are one and the same. Both are of the nature of existence, intelligence, and bliss. The Brahmanas would daily worship her and bow down before her with greatest devotion and reverence. After the dhyanam, first worship her with 5 upacharas or offerings. Thus, Om Lam Pritiv Yat Mani Gandham Arpayami Namo Nama. Om Ham Akas Atmani Puspam Arpayami Namo Nama. Om Ram Vhanyat Mane Deepam Arpayami Namo Nama. Om Vam Amritat Mane Nevidyam Arpayami Namo Nama. Om Yam Ram Lam Vam Ham Puspanjalim Arpayami Namo Nama. Thus, worshipping with 5 upacharas, you must show mudras to the Devi. Then meditate on the form of the Gayatri mentally and slowly repeat the Gayatri. Do not shake head, neck, and while making japam, do not show your teeth. According to due rules, repeat the Gayatri 108 times or 28 times. When unable, repeat 10 times, no less than that. Then raise the Gayatri placed before on the heart seat by the mantra Gayatra Saye Kapadi Dvipadi, etc. And then bid farewell to her after bowing down to her and repeating the mantra Omuttame Sikari Devi Bhumyam Parvata Murdani Brahmana Ibhyobhya Anujnata Gacha Devi Yata Sukham. On the highest top of the mountain summit, in earth, i.e. on the Meru mountain, dwells the goddess Gayatri. Being pleased with thy worshippers, go back, O Devi, to thy abode, as it pleaseth thee. See page 110, the daily practices of the Hindus. The wise men never mutter nor recite the Gayatri mantra within the water. For the Maharishis say that the Gayatri is fire-faced, Agni Mukhi. After the farewell, show again the following mudras. Surabhi, Gyan, Surpa, Kurma, Yoni, Padma, Linga and Nirvana mudras. Then address thus, O Devi, O thou who speakest pleasant to Keshapa, O Gayatri, whatever syllables I have missed to utter in making japam, whatever vowels and consonants are incorrectly pronounced, I ask thy pardon for all my above faults. O Narada, next one ought to give peace offerings to the Gayatri Devi. The Chichanda of Gayatri, Tarpanam, peace offerings to Gayatri, is Gayatri. The Rishi is Vishwamitra. Savita is the Devata. Its application, Niyoga, is in the peace offerings. Om Bhu Harig Vera Purusam Tarpayami. Om Bhuva Yajurveda Purusam Tarpayami. Om Sva Samaveda Purusam Tarpayami. Om Maha Atharva Veda Purusam Tarpayami. Om Jnana Itihasa Purana Purusam Tarpayami. Om Tapa Sarvaghama Purusam Tarpayami. Om Satyam Satyaloka Purusam Tarpayami. Om Bhuloka Purusam Tarpayami. Om Bhuvaloka Purusam Tarpayami. Om Swarloka Purusam Tarpayami. Om Bhuva Rekha Padam Gayatrim Tarpayami. Om Bhuvo Dvitiya Padam Gayatrim Tarpayami. Om Swastri Padam Gayatrim Tarpayami. Om Bhur Bhuva Swas Chatus Padam Gayatrim Tarpayami. Pronouncing these, offer the Tarpanams. Next, add the word Tarpayami to each of the following words. Usasam, Gayatrim, Savitram, Sarasvatim, Veramataram, Prithvin, Ajam, Kausikim, Samkritim, Savajitam, etc. and offer Tarpanams. After the Tarpanam is over, offer the peace chantings. Santi Vari, repeating the following mantras. Om Jatave Dase Suna Vama Ramam, etc. Om Mana Stoka, etc. Om Triambakam Yajamahe, etc. Om Tacha, Om Tachamyo, etc. Then touch all the parts of your bodies, repeating the 2 mantras, Om, Ato Deva, etc., and reciting the mantram. Sphona, Prithivi, bow down to the earth after repeating one's name, Gotra. O Narada, thus the rules of the morning Sandhya are prescribed. Doing work so far, bid farewell to the above mentioned Gayatri. Next, finishing the Agnihotra, Homa sacrifice, worship the 5 devatas, Shiva, Ganesha, Surya, and Vishnu. Worship by the Purusa Sukta mantra, or by Hrim mantra, or by Vyariti mantra, or by Shrischati, Lakshmischa, etc. Place Bhavani in the center, Vishnu in the northeast corner, Shiva in the southeast corner, Ganesha in the southwest corner, and the sun in the northwest corner, and then worship them while offering worship with the 16 offerings. Worship by repeating 16 mantras. As there is no other act more merit-giving than the worship of the Devi, so the Devi should first of all be worshipped. Then worship in due order the 5 devatas placed in 5 positions. As the worship of the Devi is the chief object, so in the 3 Sandhyas, the worship of the Sandhya Devi is approved of by the Shrutis. Never worship Vishnu with rice, Ganesha with tulasi leaves, the Devi Durga with durba grass, and Shiva with ketiki flowers. The under-mentioned flowers are pleasing to the Devi, Malika, Jati, Kutaja, Panasa, Palasa, Vakula, Loda, Karavira, Sinsapa, Aparajita, Bhanduka, Vaka, Madhanta, Sindhuvara, Palasa, Durba, Salaki, Madhavi, Arka, Mandara, Ketaki, Karnikara, Kadamba, Lotus, Champaka, Utica, Tagara, etc. Offering incenses, Google, Dupa, and the light of the till oil, and finish the worship. Then repeat the principal male mantra, make japam. Thus, finishing the work, study the Vedas in the 2nd quarter of the next day, and in the 3rd quarter of that day, feed father, mother, and other dependent relatives with money earned by one's own self according to the traditions of one's family. Here ends the 17th chapter of the 11th book on the description of Sandhya and other daily practices in the Mahapuranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Janti Mangala Kali Padra Kali Padra Om Tuya Mata Chapita Tuya Bandhu Shata Sakat.